Okay, today we're going to put back the swing arm on the ST1100. Basically, this is the opposite of what you'll get out of the Haynes manual, where they tell you how to take it apart and say the installation is the reverse. So I'm going to give it to you the other way. Basically, I'm going to put it in, and if you want to figure out how to take it out, read the Haynes manual or watch this video backwards. This is what you'll see on the bottom of the bike when it's apart. The exhaust is taken off. The gator has to be attached up on this flange here. If you have to do the alternator, now's the time to do it. You suspend the shock absorber up out of the way. Going to have to be tricky with suspending the back of the swing arm, being that I have no holder, no helper here. So this is what you get back from the powder coater. Hopefully your swing arm didn't need welding. This one didn't. It was just pitted surface. So they sandblasted it and powder coated it. So $100. Hopefully it'll never have to come back off until I have to do my alternator. Here was what I started with, was the usual brake caliper rebuild, and since I had this off, I figured let me do the swing arm. Luckily somebody from the club, from the forum, was able to lend me the tool. Mark, thank you. This is the gator. Looking forward to getting that on. It looks a little tight in there. We'll see. Maybe it's nothing. Maybe it's world of pain. These are the bearings from the swing arm, already cleaned up. And this is the drive shaft. They tell you to check for notchiness, unsmoothness. This one is beautiful. So check it, clean it up. Clean these splines out in here. Make sure they're clean. Likewise on the other end. And be right back. Okay, the gator goes on super easy as long as the flange is clean. That brings us back to the powder coating of the swing arm. Make sure that all of the openings are clear. Sometimes the powder coater masks off areas, holes, penetrations, especially these little bolts here for the brake line, for the pinch bolt, the axle pinch, the reaction bolt opening for the caliper, and of course the final drive, and check to make sure none of it's masked off now, so you don't have to deal with that later. Our next move is going to be to grease up the bearings and pop them into location. Alright, per the Haynes manual, I'm using the multi-purpose lithium based grease here. You'll know how to pack bearings, load them up really good, spin them around, make sure they're really loaded up. Then in the outer race, I loaded that up a bit, and then I wiped off the seal on the bearing. This way it'll stay in there and won't fall out while I'm doing this. That's the plan. Yeah, the other side went in according to plan, really nice. I didn't mention that this return above the bearing race, not to get grease on, otherwise the seal won't stick to that as well. So pack some extra grease underneath it, apply it to the race, pack the bearing, clean off the seal, put it in there, wipe it off. It feels like it's pretty stuck in there. I don't think I'm going to have any issue with that thing falling on the floor while I'm trying to put the bolts back in. Okay. After greasing the splines at the back end of the drive shaft, off of the drive shaft into the swing arm drive shaft housing and put it in as far as it'll go. Okay. Okay, in preparation for the future, I'm going to hit these brake line fastenings joints with some WD-40. Always looking forward to the future, and although they're just a little bit corroded, you never can count on anything, and you'll kick yourself later for not having done it right. So otherwise, wiping off where the gator's going to connect the flange on the output, right up in here. Clean that off. Clean off these splines. Make your life easier. Then, of course, clean out the swing arm bearing pivot point where the bolt's suspended and the seal sits up against that. Likewise on the other side. So that's my prep. Next move is going to be trying to put it in. Like I said, I'm going to have to suspend it in the back so I only have to jiggle it and not support its weight too much. One key thing that I read on the forum was to grease the inside of the gator engine side edge to make it easier to pull it on. The other thing was that grabbing these tabs with like a pliers would be helpful once you're in there. Well, we'll see how that goes, but don't forget the grease. That's what I'm thinking. Okay, that's greased up real good and didn't get any grease on those tabs for pulling. So that's that.